358.
358, yeah.
That was my Boy Scout troop.
We are live on that note.
Oh, hello, children. Welcome to the punk. Welcome, scouts. Welcome.
Gather around.
Gather around the campfire.
Crawling into my sleeping bag.
So professional again. This is like the most professional podcast you're going to hear today.
This is the content you deserve. Welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 358. I'm joined tonight with Jared Schneiderman.
What's up, guys?
Alex Schlegel.
Hello, all you extremists spreading disinfo on the Facebooks.
No. That the extremist is next to you in the Brady Bunch panel we got going on. That extremist Bab is with us.
Hello. I think we're all extremists here. I feel like any one of us could get you banned just for listening to this podcast.
This is what we were trying to do. Or this is our goals and our dreams is to get every one of you banned.
Right. Your social credit score just went down 5 points by tuning in right now.
Oh God. Dude, yeah. So speaking of which, there was a recent purge just this week of everyone from Facebook again. A lot of libertarian accounts got zucked.
Really? Like what? Any prominent? Which ones? What is
Diego Rivera is probably. I don't know. He's not really like he's libertarian, but he's not like in the LP. He's like he got taken down. Janae of the Redacted Caucus, she got taken down. But she always does. She always gets like she's around for like a week and then she gets like kicked out.
What about some big names that I've heard of?
It was mostly just like just random people, just random libertarians. I just kept seeing friends re-adding me. And I was like, I thought I was already friends with this person. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, kind of those.
So they got actually banned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you ever wonder, you see somebody like on Facebook as like a friend, like a suggested friend, and it's somebody you thought you're friends with, and you're thinking like, did they defriend me because I'm an asshole and just like I didn't know about it? Or B, is it somebody like an imposter of them, like which is also people out there trying to like scam you, like duplicating crypto people is common, or or is it just another friend who got zucked and is coming up with another account? Like, so you never know when you see that.
I know you can never tell for sure. But yeah, so there was a lot of
not a good idea to come back with the same name. That doesn't usually work out too well.
Yeah. Didn't you come back as the second, Alex? You came back as Alex Schlegel the second, and then like 24 hours later they got you.
It was less than that. I switched it up slightly, but yeah, I switched it up slightly, and I think I had 2.0 and just changed some of the information in my profile, but it still somehow it was a couple hours, but it could have just been because I was logging back on the same computer. Who knows? They probably have my IRL or VPN. Who knows? I don't really give a shit. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm glad I'm off this shit. So
it is garbage, isn't it? I mean, total garbage is Facebook? And I admit that I use it, but it's still garbage. And I feel like I dirty myself even just going near it. Even just for the memes, it's barely worth it.
Yeah, the only thing I miss is just kind of being in the loop of events and things coming up. That was really the only useful thing. And then also just keeping in touch with a few people just that you don't keep in touch with on a daily basis, but just kind of keeping up with your normie friends. Like, oh, okay, cool. It's your it's your birthday, or it's your kids, or you're on vacation, or just kind of keeping up with.
It seems like that's what they want it to be. This is a place to show a picture of your dinner or your vacation photos or your kid's graduation and to say something about your parent who recently passed away. Like they push the shit out of those posts like crazy. So but who cares? You know what it is? I think of it as like enemy territory. Use it, go there, extract what you can out of it. If you can promote your thing with it, do it. But it's it's not your home. It's you do what you can with it. But don't think if you're building a Facebook group or something that'll ever be your Facebook group. But hey, even with the events, I set up an event for our party at PorkFest, and Facebook's like, oh, wait a minute, you already invited 50 people. You can't invite any more people to your own event. Like, what? Like, And I didn't even invite like the top 50 people. I thought, like I just started inviting people that I thought, that would be at Pork Fest or, New Hampshire or might be interested. And they're like, oh no, sorry. So they don't even want you like using the event successfully. So I don't even know what they're trying to do. Maybe that's because of COVID. Maybe is that a COVID thing with events? So like, whoa, you might be some kind of super spreader,
Could be it.
Yeah,
could very well be it.
They didn't want to have like the Mises tent at Pork Fest was already the super spreader event at Pork Fest. They didn't need to like double down at the Babs compound at Pork Fest.
How hard would it be for Facebook to say, okay, how do we do events? They take a look at your social credit score, and if it's below a certain threshold, you just get throttled, right? They're like, no events for anybody that's doing an event below this on the social credit score, right? Whether you're Trump or anarchist or whatever, it's not like fashionable. Then boom, you get no, you don't get to invite people.
It's common.
Though what's interesting is like I'm not aware of anybody really getting zucked off of Instagram. I feel like we can kind of post whatever we want on there unless it has like titties in it. Or something
we get away
like
with so much on Instagram that we don't on Facebook, which is so weird to me because it's the same company.
It might just be they're trying to like funnel all of the extremists onto Instagram instead.
Maybe
because advertising on Instagram is probably not as fruitful for them as the Facebook ads. Like, how often do you really see ads on Instagram? Right? I mean,
I don't think their purpose of either is advertising. I think that
it's data gathering. It's data gathering,
and narrative control, right? It's narrative control. Like playing politics. It's now all about like, oh, we can't, let another Trump win, right? Like it's all about like shaping public opinion now. And I think that's their primary product. And because everybody I know that does advertising on Facebook, they are treated like garbage. If advertising was the business model, you would do things that are nice to your advertisers. You would want them to have a pleasant experience. Advertisers on Facebook are treated just like everybody else. Dirt. They're buying fake accounts from the Philippines just so they can run ads. Like that's the kind of crazy crap people have to do. That tells me something like high up in that organization does not give a shit about ad revenue. What do they give a shit about?
Or it's just the volume. Well, they don't care about the individual advertisers. They care about just having volume. It's like Amazon. Amazon doesn't give a shit about the individual retailers. But I mean, that's their whole company is the retailers.
I don't think Facebook cares about the number of advertising recipients either. Why would they be shutting down these like huge segments? It's like their value for advertisers is the size of the network. If you say we're going to voluntarily like remove 25% of our network, it's like going to your advertisers and saying, oh, by the way, your ads are now 25% less effective. Enjoy, like it doesn't support the advertising as a business model narrative to slash, like in these just wide sweeping, well, let the bots ban everybody and then we'll just, sort the complaints later. Like you wouldn't do that to your advertisers.
Maybe so.
So I'm thinking it's just full on deep state surveillance and narrative operation. That's really all it can be at this point.
100%. Well, I mean, it's what the social credit score. I think that's definitely the end game. That's definitely what they're
it's the current game. It's where they're at right now. It's not something they tell you, but every time you get a ban, a click, a report, your meme was too dank, like extremist this. Boogaloo that, the big CNN, like ding, ding, ding.
Yeah. You're not going to go along with the program. I mean, it's insane. Like how it's going in that direction. Cause, so I listened to, No Agenda podcast. They were talking about that last week. You guys been following Credit Karma and the advertising scheme that they're doing and just kind of like,
actually sign up for Credit Karma.
Don't do it, man. Because this is
it?
I mean,
They just send me my credit score every month.
Yeah, what do they do? That's so offensive.
Well, it's not really your true credit score, and what it's doing, it's kind of like it's basically I guess you could say like instilling what a social credit score or what a social credit score system would look like. The more you use it, the more you get rewards. So, and it's not really true. It's not based on credit, and what it's doing, it's influencing people to probably buy things and i.e. like, get a Netflix account, do this, do that. So you're buying, and you're putting more data out
like
there.
TransUnion,
no, it's not.
No, you do. I get 2 of the 3 major credit. They give you credit scores.
Because I get that stuff through Mint. I get that stuff through like Mint.com as well. Yeah, but I think theirs is based mainly on TransUnion.
Well, it also, I think maybe not just a social credit score, but definitely a transition towards digital currency, which, I mean, we're already pretty much there, but it's just like another thing they're rolling out to the normies that like, oh, this sounds like a great idea. And what it is probably just going to be a bunch more like tracking your data, tracking your spending habits, tracking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, all my shit's in Mint, which is, I mean, like Mint. So Mint is owned by Intuit, which owns like QuickBooks, which is basically in bed with the government to prevent. So like, because of lobbyists from that company, so if it weren't for those lobbyists, we would be able to, like, you wouldn't have to do your own taxes. Not that we should have to do taxes anyways, obviously, no. But like you would just get like a bill in the mail from the government that says like, here's what you owe, here's what you don't owe. Well, because of their lobbyists, they want you to buy their shit.
The TurboTax.
TurboTax, all that shit, or like pay your H&R Block, asshole, or your CPA. So like they basically make they make it so the government can't just send you the bill.
To be complicated. Well, that's like the whole reason lawyers.
You're breaking up, man.
Exist.
Yeah, you're breaking up hardcore. You got. Oh well, no, it's weird.
Well, look at lawyers do the same thing. They make the legal system so complicated. You need to have a lawyer to understand it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh crap.
He's so delayed now. Anyways, it's all right. He's got a good point though. It's the same thing. It's like, yeah. I mean, it's just like lawyers. It's just like all that shit. So, I'll just mute him for now until he comes back.
I think he turned off. He turned off his camera so his sound wouldn't be so fucked up.
Okay.
Why are you muting?
Anyways.
He's muting our guests.
I'm trying to unmute him now.
Testing 1 2.
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Testing 1 2.
Baz, are you on the road? Where are you? Whereabouts are you wandering?
I'm in Mount Desert Island, Maine.
Oh, you're still up in the Maine.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to try to be up here most of the summer.
Nice.
Tony's given us props for that last episode of PRL with Adam Nutter. If you guys haven't heard
really
that,
good. He was super fun.
Yeah, it was funny as hell.
I got some compliments from that show too. I got some compliments about how you were like shitting on Adam Nutter. James, like,
who was shitting on? Nobody shit on him. What are you talking about?
I didn't think so, but that's Davey. Davey sent me a message. He was laughing. He said that was hilarious. But
I think you were shitting on it. I think you were ripping on him for like that weird story about him like touching someone's dick or whatever it was.
Wait a minute. What? What?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah, I know. I forgot.
I was kind of drunk for that one. Anyways,
all right. Sorry, Adam Nutter, about your story about touching dicks or whatever. I disrespected you. I'm sorry.
I don't think he cares.
No, it was cool, man. It was fucking funny. Everyone always compliments you, James, and every single time they compliment you, you're like, dude, he's fucking badass.
Is that because he's so good, or because the rest of us suck?
It's probably both.
Someone's got to carry us around.
Oh yeah, right.
Right. All right. So do we have any actual topics for this week? Or
so the full blitzkrieg is in effect right now by the corporate press to enforce all these vaccines that are expiring. I guess they want everyone to get the jab. So this is literally just a few minutes ago. The Vice Admiral, Dr. Jerome Adams, the former Surgeon General, said that coronavirus pandemic is spiraling out of control again because too few people are vaccinated.
What's he the Vice Admiral of?
I don't know.
The Navy, but he was the Surgeon General during Orange Man.
Well, I'm just wondering if a surgeon could be a general, maybe they can be an admiral. I don't know how the hell they run their thing. Like what?
Well,
we're the surgeon admiral.
Well, he's not a surgeon, and he's not a general because he's in the Navy. But yeah, go figure. I don't know. He's the former. Now it's Man Lady from Pennsylvania. What's her face?
Yeah. So, okay, continue. I just trying to figure this out. So.
Yeah, so they're just pushing all the news reports is that they're just
all right. So
cases are skyrocketing.
He's concerned.
Yeah. So I just saw it just came up on my phone that he's pushing the vax hard. So is everyone. Everyone's pushing vaccine, vaccine now, vaccine. And they're saying, well, so many people are getting COVID again. I'm like, well, that was what was supposed to happen. That was what was supposed to happen. COVID was going to spread, but with the help of the vaccine and natural immunity, the effects would be less as these variants come. The transmission rate would be a little bit lower. The symptoms would be lower. That's what the whole point of this was. But the government, though, back in March and January and February, they were selling it literally saying it's going to prevent COVID. That's what they were literally saying. I have screenshots, documents of government officials, CDC officials saying, yeah, it stops the spread of COVID.
Well, now they're saying the administration said now we have the pandemic is of the unvaccinated. So they're really pushing
people
hard.
Well, what about the people that?
Well,
didn't James? Aren't people getting COVID that are vaccinated?
Yeah. Yes. They're the quote breakthrough cases. And just, I believe it was on Friday.
Well, to be fair, they never said that it was 100% effective.
No, but here, I have a direct quote from the CDC director, Dr. Rochelle Walensky. She said on MS, a direct quote on March 30th, she said, our data from the CDC today suggests that vaccinated people do not carry the virus. That is what she said on March 30th. She fucking lied.
So wait, what are they saying? Government, wait, hold on. What are they saying that's contradicting that now?
People have the virus. You get vaccinated.
The cases.
No. I mean, okay. Well, that statement's stupid. I mean, they say that the vaccine is 80% effective. So how could that be?
They said 95. They were rolling with
80 to 95%.
Yeah, they were going 95% effective, and now
depending on which vaccine you got. Depending on which one you got.
This is the CDC director said this on TV. And that's what I'm telling you, man. The government is selling you a false bill of goods. The vaccine for like all the test results in the field say that, oh yeah, it cuts down on the symptoms of it. So far, so good. But back then
they just make up whatever numbers that like they think they can get away with.
Yeah, it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit to get you to get the vaccine. And so it's like, I'm not anti-vax. I'm anti your forced bullshit. I'm anti, the force part of it. I'm anti, so now in Maryland health officials are now saying that they need to consider doing a vaccine passport system in Maryland. So these are government officials talking about a vaccine passport. Remember when we were told, well, if it's a private business, like, no, these are government. This is all coming from the government. These are government mandates. Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm not against the vaccine.
And it's going to be.
Babs is roboting out.
You're killing us, man.
The feds are on to you.
Yeah.
They're stopping your extremists.
Throttling.
They're
throttling.
Preventing you from spreading the misinformation that's killing people on Facebook.
It's going to be perpetual vaccines now. It's going to be did you get the new vaccine?
Did you get the booster?
Yeah, the booster.
Pfizer. Pfizer's already trying to get FDA approval for a booster. They're already coming out with studies that from I forget what university. I just heard released a press release of a study that the Johnson & Johnson is less effective, and you need to take the Pfizer booster. So they're just gonna keep rolling out with this shit. And it seems as if the statistics are showing that the hospitalization, the case numbers of people contracting COVID are people that are vaccinated. There's far more than people that haven't been vaccinated. So who the fuck knows what's going to happen? And as we get through fall and flu season, God knows what's going to happen. The lockdowns are coming. There's going to be a second round of fucking lockdowns.
They're absolutely coming.
I guarantee.
They're
halfway through football season.
Everybody.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you can enjoy your summer, have a nice little time, go on your family vacation, and right around the corner is football season, and they're already pushing this narrative with the NFL. I mean, that's fucked up what they're doing in the NFL. Do you hear about this, guys? Like, they're basically,
oh yeah, I know.
If you're a player that does not want to get vaccinated, you're basically treated as a pariah on your own team, and they're basically segregating teams on vaccination status. Like, you can't attend, you can barely be in the same facilities. You basically just like you got to eat your lunch out in your car. You can't like eat with your fellow teammates. Like, it's fucked. And it's we could probably pull up the docs, Jared. I could find it, but it's insane.
Yeah.
So guess what's coming up?
Yeah.
You got the NFL season. You got the biggest that has the highest ratings because everybody's turning off the fucking mainstream. Everybody's turning this shit off. But come football season, everybody's tuning into NFL football, which is just a propaganda piece for the fucking state. So as more people get this fucking jab, and then come fall and winter, when flu and pneumonia and this and that, they're just going to reclassify it all as COVID. And here comes the second round of lockdowns, mask mandates, et cetera, and a further push. They're going to keep pushing this fucking passport shit. Well, so
I think the NFL is really in a great position to do this, where they could do these. You know how they like to reunite like service people with their kids? Like, you've been fighting a war overseas, and they make these like sort of like displays of like, look, it's a mother and being reunited, and it's all patriotic. Combine it with vaccination. So have these like these touching like vaccinations on the field, where like service people like get their kids vaccinated in front of the crowd, and the crowd cheers as kids are held down and injected with stuff.
Yeah, it's
that's coming too. That's coming too. Like, people are now like clamoring, saying this needs to be forced. The vaccine. People now need to be forcibly vaccinated. Like, I'm for mandating all vaccines. Like what are we doing? Like, if you get even the most pro. Like, I've known a lot, like, people in like libertarian circles who are very pro-vaccine. They're like, the vaccine works. It's good. You should get it. But like, if you don't get it, there's really no, like, it's not going to hurt me. You're not hurting me.
Right.
I just don't get the misinformation is so bad by the government. It makes everyone distrust this. Like, everyone distrusts this, and for rightfully so, because they keep on changing the goalposts. They keep on saying things that just aren't right. They're not. It's not scientific. Like, it's all bullshit.
Just politics. It's politics, and it's being run by bullshitters. I mean, they're professional liars, scumbags, pedophiles, thieves, and we're supposed to take health advice from them. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's what blows me away. I'm supposed to take my medical advice from you. Like, fuck off, man. Like, if I don't get it, I don't get it. Like, and it's bullshit. Because they're saying, well, this isn't okay. So they'll go around and say, well, we're not forcing it. Like, it's not mandated. Like, no, it's not forced.
Like, those girls on the Lolita Express, they weren't being forced to be there. Right? Like, it's those same people. They're like, these kids are consented. Yeah, they're a little young, but they can consent.
Yeah,
there's literally articles. There's articles saying, oh, how to get vaccinated if your parents don't want you to.
Yeah, they're already pushing that up. They're already talking about it. I think in the LA, Los Angeles County, like, public schools are already trying to push that without. I think all students have to be vaccinated, or all students attending high school. I think all the way down to like whatever, it's like 12 years old now. They're requiring it. They're really pushing it. I just posted in the chat, Jared, with like all the bullshit rules, like the 2 tiers, basically how the NFL is creating a. Like a caste system. Yeah, basically.
It's a caste system but you're choosing.
So fully vaccinated, no daily tested required. although we're seeing people that are fully vaccinated and getting fucking COVID, but
we literally saw that happen with the Yankees. The Yankees literally had a thing break out. It broke out through and they're all vaccinated. Every single person who had COVID was vaccinated.
Yeah.
So like that's what you're expected to see. Like,
dude, you know what's fucked? You know what's fucked too? I would stay so fucking far. Not that I sports gamble, but I would stay so fucking far away from sports gambling right now with this fucking bullshit. Cause like it is just insane, like what's going on and how, but not fully vaccinated. So if you're not fully vaccinated, tests are required every day. And fully vaccinated, masks not required at club facility or during team travel. And then if you're not fully vaccinated, masks required at club facility and during travel. And if you're not fully vaccinated, must remain physically distant from others in the club facility, must quarantine after high-risk exposure to COVID, travel restrictions in effect, 15-minute player limit in weight room. Player must be physically distant in the meal room, may not eat with teammates. Staff must grab and go. No meals in the cafeteria. Like, what the fuck? They're treating them like school children. Like, oh, you can't.
They should minimize anal sex with team members. What?
Right? No. You got to be. Yeah. No hand jibbers in the locker room. It's fucking insane. And
no more locker room shenanigans.
Right. But the NFL has the highest ratings, and they're a propaganda piece for the state. So this is a perfect opportunity for them to push more bullshit during the NFL season, like every fucking commercial and every
so if both teams they don't get paid, you don't get paid if one of the teams has to forfeit because they had a spread that was caused by an unvaccinated person. They have to so that team will be a credit, they'll get the loss, and the other team will not get paid. Both teams will not get a game check for that game.
That's fucked, dude. That's because dude, it's going to create, there's going to be so much rift and amongst teammates. Because imagine if you're some dude, that's what they want, dude. And it's just going to create divisiveness. And then it's just going to create all these idiot fandom. I mean, dude, I'm still going to watch Eagles games this year. But to what point? I don't know. Because it might get to the point where it's this is fucking unwatchable. I guarantee, I would stay away from sports gambling because it could just be well, there was a breakout case of COVID, 3 players tested positive. It's what the fuck? We just, it's just going to fuck sports up. This fucking scam that COVID is. It's just fucking every
sports ball's going to get ruined.
Sucking all the enjoyment out of life.
Well, maybe there's a chance for this to, for it to be reorganized in a non-shitty way anyway. I mean, let's face it, the NFL was pretty much a garbage, propaganda machine with the military flyovers and the salute the troops it seems so like they really are just trying to use this as a platform for advertising. The freaking subsidies on stadiums that just sock it to stupid city people. They're you're too stupid. They vote for for all of this looting, making working people in the cities pay for these rich bastards to have stadiums and crap. It's the oldest money transfer in the book. There's no economist that'll say oh yeah, that's great for your city. Yeah, dump $100 million into somebody's recreational activity. What? I mean, but they fall for it every single time, despite the fact that every economist will tell you it's a boondoggle.
Well, they pay, and then just if you go to an Eagles game, well, isn't it in you could, Jared and Otto, you could probably. Because all the stadiums in Maryland are owned by the state. Isn't there some state commission in Maryland? So for M&T Bank Stadium, Camden Yards, and FedEx Field, they all
that's why
state authority or something.
Just as the founders intended.
Right.
What?
I went to a baseball game last night. I saw the Nationals play the Orioles at Camden Yards in Baltimore. I had to go because I know the vaccine passports are coming. I know it's coming.
Yeah.
So I don't want to participate in any of that shit. I know I don't want to get my kids to get vaccinated. I'm gonna hold that off as long as possible. It's just so I had made a decision impulse buy. I was fuck it, I'm going because I have to take this opportunity now or I'll for a long time.
Yeah.
So I went, and I've been buying tickets to shows. I have like 5 sets of tickets to shows coming up, like in the near future. And I'm worried that, like, oh my God, are they going to start closing down again? Or am I even going to make it to one of these shows by the time, like August 19th is the first show I'm going to, at the Auto Bar. And then I'm also going again to the Auto Bar, to see, not this band called Knocked Loose. I'm going to see them. Then I'm going to see, and then I'm going to see. I really want to see Napalm Death is coming to Baltimore Soundstage. I'm going to see Napalm Death with Guar. They're playing with Guar.
What?
And yeah, and then the Circle Jerks are coming with Municipal Waste and Negative Approach. They're coming. With December 10th is what it said. Yeah, December 10th.
Yeah, man,
I want to go to that.
We're gonna be in lockdown number 2.
I know.
Dude, you're going to be like a one-man super spreader, like through all of those, like from Mises Caucus to the punk rock scene, like.
Right, man. And I want to be, and like, because I'm fucking irritated, man. Like, my brother, I always have the fantasy football league I'm in. We always have it the Sunday before Labor Day, and that Sunday I'm already going to be up. So I'm already going to be up in New Jersey at Atlantic City because I'm seeing Bill Burr. Then the next night, the next day actually there's in Asbury Park. There's Bouncing Souls, Sick of It All. They're doing a show at the Stone. I think it's Stone Pony. Yeah, the Stone Pony in Asbury Park, and I wanted to go to that, but my brother having his fantasy draft that day. But like, I just feel like I'm never gonna get an opportunity to go to shows anymore. Like I took it for granted for these past few years. You know what? I had young kids, and it's just not easy to get out like it used to be. But now I'm just making a conscious effort. Like, if there's any show that I'm even remotely interested in going to, I'm just gonna go. I have to. Like, I have to do this, and before the lockdowns come again. I know they're coming again.
What's your position on falsified fake passports?
That's forging a government document. That's illegal.
Fraud. That's fraud.
Sounds like some extremist idea.
Well, I feel like there's a big problem with using fake vaccine passports. It looks like you complied. To the tyrants, it looks like you complied. To everyone around you, it looks like you complied, right? You might as it's almost the same as complying at that point, right? Like, yeah, you didn't get poison stuck in your vein potentially, but
you're still complying with a mandate from a state,
I'm not saying authority. I wouldn't do it under certain circumstances, right? Like, it may be required, who knows, just to travel or to, to go to your kid's graduation. Who knows what bullshit we're headed for, right?
Yeah.
And it's just ridiculous because it's the government's trying to sell the program. They're not trying to keep you safe. And that's the reality of it. We all should know, and it disappoints me when I hear libertarians say, "Well, this is the commons, and that's a NAP violation too. So you could be spreading the disease and blah blah blah." Like, it's just so fucking obnoxious to hear libertarians. You should be good on this that are not. And the same thing is, like, I don't want to hear it, man. If you think that like with I was thinking about it last night, man. I snuck in a pack of sunflower seeds into Canham Yards, and I put them in my pocket, and I walked in.
Oh, you didn't even have to fucking do that, bro. They encourage that.
No, you do. Yeah, you do.
Because of COVID, they changed that shit.
Yeah, they changed it.
That fucking sucks because I used
to. Nats Park. Like, I always bring in anything that's sealed. If it's sealed, you're allowed to bring it in. If it's a sealed thing, you're allowed to bring it in. Any type of food, water. So I brought in some because I was like, I spent like $150 on these tickets. I'm not spending any more money at the food. So I went and got
that. Like, you couldn't.
I don't know.
Like,
I think so. It said no bags. It was the first time I ever seen it says no bags, no outside food. It said no outside food at all.
That fucking sucks because that was like a great economic engine for so many people outside the stadium because they encouraged it for years. They didn't care. They're like, you can bring unopened, like bottled water, soda. I mean, you couldn't bring
that. They
beer,
said that's
unfortunately.
Because I had like this cooler, like I used to bring it to the podcast. I'm sure longtime listeners, if you've seen me, I'm always pulling beer out of my Nationals cooler. And I brought that with me. And the guy stopped me. He was like, that bag's a little big. He's like, you know what you do? Take out, he's like, what do you got in there? I was like, water. Because it was just me and my 3 kids. My wife's out of town. So I decided to take the 3 kids to go see the Nationals play. And he was like, here, take out all the water, scrunch down the bag, scrunch it down, and tell them it's a diaper bag. Tell them it's a diaper bag and let everyone walk it, and they can walk in with their water.
Yeah.
But he's like, you can't bring in food. And I was like, okay, just slipped it in my pocket. I'm like, yeah, no food. What food? What are you talking about? And we went in there, and it was fine because they were like, okay, diaper bag, no problem. So they at least let you bring in water.
Sneak booze in. What about a camera bag?
I don't think so. I don't think there was anything was like 5x7. They said you weren't allowed to bring in.
Yeah,
anything bigger than 5x7.
It used to
that
be
is
like,
lame.
They used to have all those. They used to have all those vendors selling peanuts and popcorn,
not there at
and multiple
all.
hot dog stands. And then the closer you got to the stadium, it got more expensive. But then you'll have like some kid, like maybe 3 blocks away from the stadium, like in all directions, like hustling. And it's like, yeah, I could buy this now. And then you're like, I'll wait till I get closer. And it's like, damn, bags of peanuts were like $5, like 3 blocks away. But now you're right outside the stadium. It's like $7, and it's all cash business. And it was everybody in the hood, and they made money. And it's like
there was literally none of that. Literally none of that.
Oh, that sucks. COVID shut that down. That was such an agorist free market because they might have maybe had to get, but most of those you'd guarantee they were pop-up stands. Like they were just pop up every Orioles homestand. I was like, I've appreciated that. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. You actually allow this to bring in as long as it's unopened.
Dude,
you can bring in shit from the outside.
Way worse than DC, man. Yeah, but no, it sucks. It just sucks. It's like it's just stupid things. But I had to take the opportunity. I have to live my life. So like I'm going to do all these things. That's why I went to Pork Fest. That's why I did everything I did this summer. Like I had to go. Like when my wife she went down with her friend to South Carolina, like the Georgia, like Savannah area, and I was like, just go now before the vaccine passport's coming. Go do something. Like because I know I'm gonna try. Hopefully, I don't know what it's gonna be like at the convention next year, the Libertarian National Convention in Reno. Who knows? That shit might get canceled too now. Like we might have to go to do it again in Orlando.
Are they really bringing all this crap back? I thought people are done with this shit.
I mean,
I don't see I don't see lockdowns coming back.
I don't know.
I don't think they can push their tax base down that far.
Fauci already said it today. He was like, "We need to go back to what we used to be." Like you saying shit like that.
Today. He's doubling down because Rand doubled down on him. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna call me out for Wuhan, my Wuhan lab experiments, where I was just perfectly." Just harmlessly trying to extend the deadliness of animal viruses, just hypothetically, just to see what would happen. Completely legit. It was not doing it.
We were just
I was totally not doing this completely legitimate research that I wasn't doing. It was not the cause. He's like,
right.
He's just going to double down. It's like, I'll you know what? I'll put you in lockdown again. You're gonna keep raising questions about my involvement. That dude really needs to see some kind of justice. Like, I'll tell you what, if Rand can come through on this one, like, and I think, I don't put any faith in any senator to do anything useful since like Brutus, It
was definitely
that's a podcast title.
Brutus Babs.
Well, Rand could be the next senator to do something useful, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was definitely Fauci. He was nervous as fuck up there.
Could Rand Paul bring down Fauci?
I mean, it definitely he got so
criminal
defensive.
Charges today.
I want to see criminal charges against Fauci. I mean, Rand Paul was threatening it. He called him a liar to his face. Lying to Congress, told him the penalties, gave him a chance to
retract his statement.
Recant. Yeah.
And then
that was gauntlet thrown.
And then Fauci doubled down and was like, "Oh, you are a liar, Rand Paul." They'll never refer to him as Dr. Paul. It's always Senator Paul or Rand Paul. Like, but he basically was just like, "You're accusing me of the deaths of or of the Wuhan lab leak," and like. Basically, Rand was like, no, nobody knows that yet. I'm just asking you, do you want to recant your statement from the last fucking time you were here that the NIH and that our fucking tax dollars supported gain of function? And I'm going to read from the NIH what your fucking definition of what gain of function research is. And it's basically taking fucking viruses from fucking animals and spiking them shits and creating bioweapons. And he had cited fucking sources. And he said, all I'm asking you, do you want to recant that NIH? But here's the fucked up shit is the NIH was basically, or not the NIH, but basically the mainstream media was running with, oh, all hail Dr. Fauci, our great, God doctor. How dare Rand Paul questions him, and they focus on Fauci calls Rand Paul an idiot and just make it like, but they don't even focus on the fact like all he was asking was do our fucking tax dollars support gain of function research? Here's a definition of gain of function research from the institution that you fucking work for, Fauci. And he just was doubled down and almost incriminated him. Like he basically incriminated himself. And it's just like, what the fuck? And then the mainstream.
So when are the charges coming? When I want charges.
He went, Rand Paul said today on his Facebook, he said that, I don't know, I'm going to take a look and see. I couldn't find it before I got ADD. I forgot what I was looking at. He said today, this was like a few hours ago, he says, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul has delivered on his promise to criminally refer Fauci, chief medical advisor to the president, to the Department of Justice for allegedly lying to Congress. So he delivers on his promise.
All right. Jim Bovard.
Stupid fucking law.
Yeah, Jim Bovard.
Jim Bovard likes your Brutus reference.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Jim says, excellent James Babline. I don't put faith in any senator to do anything useful since Brutus.
Shout outs to James Bovard. If you're not following on Twitter, what are you doing in life? So follow Jim Bovard, the great treasure.
Follow him.
He's
awesome.
Has been on point. He was our guest speaker at the LP convention.
Before he said he's before the cops end one of his speeches before. So
but I mean he's been on top of the Duncan Lemp situation. So yeah, give him.
He's like
follow,
the only one on top of that, right? Did anybody really run with that story?
Nope, only him.
Yeah, so follow Jim Bovard if you haven't already.
He rocks. I'll talk to him.
Oh yeah.
He's pissed off so many government agencies. Like, I mean, literally, he's been condemned by some of the most despicable organizations. I mean, it's just such a credit.
He fucking rocks. Yeah, man. Oh, so you know what? I did want to hit on this. I know we can still talk about this for like another 2 hours. But one thing before we go, Jared, I can't see it. I sent you a link over in the chat about Biden gave an odd response to a question. I don't know if you can bring up this video, but I'll save it.
I saw this one before, but yeah, let's do it.
Please play the video for everyone. Great listeners. Oh, dude, you had the Free the People cup?
Yeah, from PorkFest.
I got the Free the People koozie. I got it at the convention. Yeah,
dude, they had the best swags, like the best.
Hold on, let me make sure I got the audio on this.
Yeah, get the audio first because I don't want to. I want this to be fresh. This is gonna be something. This is for you, James. Like this is for you.
Oh, I can't wait.
As soon as I heard this, I was like, dude, James is going to fucking love it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know what this is.
So just press play and let's listen to this, everybody.
Are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids? I'm not sure. Are there people in the Democratic Party?
That was a little hard to hear. That was a little. So
is it too quiet?
Yeah, it was way too quiet.
Let's just read
scrambled. Let's just read the statement. So someone asked him, you go, Jared. You narrate it.
So it says Joe Biden was given the chance to condemn the Democrat-run cities defunding the police around the country, but he refused. Instead, he bizarrely responds, "Are there people who think we're sucking the blood out of kids?"
Yeah,
that's not what it said. No, it was something. No, it was something about.
He said to the Republican. He said to the Republican. There are people in the Republican Party who think we suck blood out of kids.
Yeah,
that was his direct quote.
Kick that volume up louder, Jared. And
it's the grainy video.
Background noise.
Yeah,
but it's translated on the screen as you go. Like it's like captioned. Anyway.
Well,
Something about we're not defunding the
Maybe
police
this one's
and
better.
have not.
Defunding the police. We have not. Are there people who in the Democratic Party who want to defund the president? Are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids? I'm not sure. Are there people in the Democratic Party who want to defund the president?
He was asked a question about are the Democrats defunding police, and he responded with his own question: do people think the Republicans are sucking the blood out of kids?
No,
he says the Republicans think we are sucking the blood out of kids.
Well, just at the town hall that he did you guys hear that too? Like, not only did he say it in this interview, but on that town hall that was hosted by Don Lemon, he doubled down and he basically was like, look, some of you Republicans that follow Q, I'm trying to find the clip, but it'd be hard to find.
He's just overly concerned that people think that he's sucking the blood out of kids.
He doubled down at this town hall with Don Lemon.
Shit.
He's like, Biden cracked jokes when asked about like.
What do you have, Phil?
I have the official White House response to this. It says remarks by President Biden after Marine One arrival on July 21st. The president, quote, "We answered enough questions today. The only reason I'm stopping, I feel badly you're here in this hour of the night." Question, Mr. President, can you clarify what you said about there's no one in the Democratic Party is anti-police? The president, I didn't say that. He said, I know you didn't. I know you said you don't want you to fund the police. The president, I said that is not the Democratic Party position. Okay. Shit. Oh yeah. Okay. So here it is. He goes, and the president says, I'm the Democratic Party. I'm the president. So is the Speaker of the House. And so is the majority leader. We are not defunding the police. Okay. Are there people who in the Democratic Party who want to fund the police? The president. Are there people in the Republican Party who think we're sucking the blood out of kids? End.
Well, I think the active topic here is how he has basically law enforcement genitals in his mouth at all times. Okay, like as a professional, that's where he's at 24/7, right? Like there is certainly a popular defund the police movement at the grassroots level of Democratic minions or whatever they call themselves.
The stooges, the lackeys.
Right. But he also has to be clear to the people that like will beat him if he gets it wrong, right? Like that. No, they're actually just doubled federal funding for local police, doubled Trump spending on police. Okay. Not only is he not defunding it, he's double funding it. Okay. His policy agenda is clear. That the money shall flow to law enforcement as it always has for those bastards. Okay. That's who they work for. Right. So this question, on the surface, it's like, oh, look, he's retarded again. Right. But,
yeah. Like they're basically like,
why can't it be both?
Right. Why can't it be?
Why can't it be
I think
it
directly exposes that ultimate FU to his base, where he says like, like we're the Black Lives Matter people and we're voting for Biden, right? It is just a FU right in their face. Yeah, you thought you had a problem with cops. Now we're doubling it. And you're still going to support us. Ha ha.
And his handlers basically were like, look, Biden, remember back a couple months ago, we were at Bohemian Grove. We sacrificed that kid. We prayed to Moloch. You diddled some kids. We sacrificed babies. We sucked adrenochrome all night, hookers and blow and whatever the fuck. Remember that? So, hey, toe the line here. Because he has just funded, like I think just this year, spent more money annually in his budget to law enforcement. Almost, I think, doubled it, but way more than Trump did in his in Orange Man's all 4 years. Like almost doubled the amount of funding to, police, federal, basically, or allocating whatever money in the budget.
And can you imagine? Yeah, can you imagine? This is the same guy that wrote the '96 crime bill that also doubled police.
And you got Kamala.
Wait a minute.
Right.
Wait a minute.
You got Kamala, the former cop.
Exactly, Jared. Right.
I didn't see this coming. Did you?
Who could have seen this coming?
She's like Attorney General in her campaign photos at the border wall with her jacket with like Border Patrol, like all like badass, like
all that stuff.
Like
all that stuff going on with Cuba, where like the fucking the government officials like, do not come. She's like Kamala. Well, that was Kamala, but now now they're telling the Cubans like, don't come here. No, you can't come here. You got
the Biden Blue Balls administration is just like, don't come. Remember, we were like, hey, come on in, immigrants, like open borders, and now it's like the Blue Balls Biden administration is like, don't come, Cuba, don't come, like don't give a fuck.
They actually sent her to like Guatemala on a special mission just to let those people know not to come to our country. Like, what? Like a diplomatic envoy. The diplomatic envoy is here from America with a special message for you, Guatemala.
And
don't come. Don't ever come.
Yeah, like just last week or 2 weeks ago, the director of Homeland Security had a press conference, and he basically said to Cuban refugees, like, don't even try to boat to Florida. Don't even try to because we'll turn you back. Like basically kind of saying like, we'll just turn you back, or at worst, like we'll send the Coast Guard out to sink your little rafts.
Yeah, listen, we understand you're trying to escape a horrible famine and communism regime, and it's horrible and it's terrible, but we'll shoot you. So don't even
right.
You thought you were gonna like put pontoons on your 57 Chevy and like sail it across the straits. Like, we will sink that shit. Like,
the DEA and their agents will basically sink all your ships, and we'll just say they were drug agents and whatever the fuck. And
hazard to navigation. Now, there's people that remember that. Do you remember that dude that did convert his 57 Chevy into an amphibious vehicle, and he freaking drove it across the waters and he almost got to Florida, and he was intercepted by the Coast Guard, and they sunk it, and they sent him back to Cuba. He did it again with another vehicle, and maybe he made it. The dude did not give up with just one amphibious classic car.
Holy shit!
Right, like, to escape communism,
the entrepreneurship and the ingenuity of some guy in a communist shithole, and not once but twice. The balls on this guy.
Yeah, isn't that a guy you want in this country?
And imagine some shithead who works for the government going, "We're gonna have to kill that guy because he's trying to get in." Like, what? Like,
it's fucking insane. If there's some GoFundMes out there, what are there any popping up that are just to help out the Cuban people? Like, here you go.
Well, let's just say you were good at 3D printing, and you wanted to 3D print some decorative vases, and you wanted to perhaps bolt on some accessories to these vases.
You want to drill a third hole in that vase,
and say an 80% vase when you got it. And
we wanted to ship a lot of those third hole vases in a large yacht.
Right, exactly.
That one of our Cuban friends in Florida. Yeah. How can we get said third hole vases in large quantities?
Perhaps they may have cases of cigars or other interesting products of the islands
that we could create. Right,
rum.
Exactly.
Let's talk rum.
For cigars. Like, hey, I got a guy. We got some things here. How can we mutually aid this free market of extremist content?
Let's just put the feelers out for our friends in Cuba who are listening to the show now.
Right, get at us.
Yeah,
holler at your boys here at PRL. Right. We'll get you hooked up with a guy or gal. Or non-binary extremist,
or a decentralized marketplace that uses cryptocurrency and values your privacy.
Right, exactly. We'll help you out.
Hell yeah. So speaking of crypto, what's going on with Bitcoin, man? It's back up? I haven't checked it in a few days,
dude. It's been moving. It's back up to, as of this point, 36,700.
Holy
after
shit!
after dipping down to around 29.
Whoa.
2 a week ago.
It was 29. Yeah. Damn, hell yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Has anybody checked their tea leaves to know which direction it's going to go from here?
To the moon.
I don't care.
What on what timeline?
Exactly. To the Lambo. I don't know. Is it like when Lambo?
Yeah, that's
I think it's going to go. Like you guys know I'm a believer, and if it hadn't been for those series of boating accidents I keep having,
So what you're saying is
you
should you're all these boating accidents. You're not running the boats. You're not the captain of the boats to Cuba, Babs.
I'm trying, but I'd just say it's a weakness, evidently.
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea where it's going to go short term. It does kind of feel like that 29 is probably going to be the lowest that we go for maybe, I don't know. It feels like we're pretty firmly above that now. I mean, anything can happen, but I don't know. I don't
Seems like it should be like, I felt like with all this inflation being in the news, why was the price of Bitcoin flat? Right? It seemed like this is supposed to be our hedge against inflation, right? Like inflation's running crazy. Like it seems like it would make more sense if Bitcoin price was also going crazy like it had been. But
that money's all going into the stock market because that's where most people invest their money still, unfortunately.
Or
now it's at 30.
No choice.
What did 36. I say was that before? Now it's at 37.4. It just shot up like $1,000.
Well, it just got the punk rock, got the PRL.
It got the
boost.
bad bump.
Yeah, we just bumped it.
Bump.
Yeah,
the PRL bump.
Yeah,
yeah, dude, that rocks.
People think Elon can move markets, right? Like he's okay. Like he's fairly influential.
Did you think it maybe because
he's no match for the Babs?
Right. Do you think it was because of Elon Musk getting out of it and kind of backing off, and didn't he sell off?
Well, now he's back in. So they just did some weird
shifting the pot because of the market being all fucky.
They did some weird little mini conference or whatever. It was like him, Jack Dorsey, what's that lady's name? Kathy Wood, and someone else, and they had some sort of meetup or something.
I did not see that interview or whatever, but yeah, from what I understand, they paraded Jack Dorsey and Elon Musk as Bitcoin gurus and stuff, but didn't actually challenge any of their bullshit. So there was definitely some takedowns that I heard afterwards.
Dude, what the fuck? It's at 39,000.
What?
No. Are you? No, it's
dude.
Not.
Is it pumping?
Yeah, I think it might be. I think it might be a short squeeze.
Oh,
what happened with GME? I think there were a shitload of shorts because looked like we were in a bear market, and I feel like, I don't know shit. So just take this with a grain of salt.
7% from yesterday.
Yeah.
From what other smart people have been saying,
dude, I'm showing a daily jump today of 15.9% today.
Yeah.
Let's just reiterate to all the listeners that nobody here at PRL can advise you on investing.
So
we don't give investment advice, legal advice, tax advice, relationship advice, health advice. Yeah,
well, everyone
knows. Comedy
knows.
Show. We can barely make jokes about libertarianism.
Right.
Yeah.
Do not take financial advice from us.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I know you guys might think Jared's Jewish, so I must take his financial advice, but he is not a regulated, officially financier. Okay.
We are not a fiduciary we cannot.
Yeah.
Nope.
You're not a fiduciary. There's this commercial I always hear, the guy's like, I'm a fiduciary. We're a fiduciary. And I'm like, it's you cringe, man. Every time he says it. Jared's all into this. He's all checking. He's like, let me see what I got going on.
What's going on?
I mean, it's still
pump it up.
This is wild. It's happening live right now.
Yeah, I mean that's what's kind of
when our listeners hear this on Tuesday and it dropped all the way to like 12,000, they're gonna be like, "This fucking idiots."
I didn't look. I haven't told anybody to do nothing, man. I say hodl. That's what I say.
Best thing you could use is for me, if you want like to use me to invest, think of me as a cautionary tale. Yeah. You know, like if you could screw up and end up like Bab. You know, that's
living in a van down by the river.
Right. Do not get into boating. Do not
get into boating.
Do not make his series of poor choices.
Yeah. Boats are expensive.
Yeah. Well, you know what's not expensive? Going to our Patreon and signing up for it. That is not expensive.
It's not. Expensive.
You guys should be putting your. Got James on that one.
Imagine the kind of segues you could enjoy for $1.
Just one FRN.
Right. So yes, you guys. So speaking of Bitcoin, we if you want to send us some of it, please go over to PRLfans.com where you can find other ways to donate to our show. But if you want to hear our after hours podcast, throw us some shekels, go to our Patreon, sign up for it. We're going to record it right after this one. Also, buy our shirts. We have punk rock libertarian shirts. If you want to show people that you listen to this really dumb podcast that 7 of you listen to, go for it. Like, go for it. Buy one for your wife.
And 4 of you are right here on the screen.
Yes.
Right? So
right.
That means there's 3 others that I think only 2 of you have the shirt. So that means that other person that still can buy the shirt.
We're basically a suicide hotline.
Right. If you're the one that doesn't have the shirt, call now. The
shirt's now available in many different colors as well.
Yes. Like not just the black.
Not just the black. We've got like blue, red, purple. I think like all the colors in the rainbow. All the colors in Otto's flag.
We got a Hawaiian one? Hawaiian print?
Oh, we should. I need to talk to Chuck about that.
We need to get some new designs over there to keep it fresh so the 7 people can have to buy another PRL shirt.
Yeah, can have some swag this summer.
Well, yes, go over to libertariancountry.com and use the code PRL or PRL Podcast. Get yourself a 10% discount. But if you spend $50 or more, you get yourself a 20% discount using the code PRL2. We are brought to you tonight by Hidden in Plain Sight by Moral Bob. And speaking of podcasts, I think we have another Nick Pacone. He literally just streamed his new podcast tonight called Misfit Family. He rebranded again for like the 20th time. So no free plugs, but if you want to check that out, that'd be cool. You're helping out a good guy. Go over System is Down and tell Dan Smots he sucks because he's an asshole and a piece of shit. Wow. Tell him I said that, please.
Aggressive.
Don't listen to it. Don't listen to the podcast. Just go over to it and tell him that. But anyway, until next time, live free
or die.